Welcome to the Joyce Keller Show, now on Blog Talk Radio. Click into blogtalkradio.com on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Joyce can also be heard live on WGBB 1240 a.m. at the... Well, we're in the process of changing times. So, for the latest information on this, check Joyce's website, joycekeller.com. Right-hand side. We'll post that as soon as we have the new schedule. By the way, this is the world's longest-running live show for Body, Mind, and Spirit, heard on 1240 AM radio in New York since 1987, and of course now on the web as well. The Blog Talk Radio shows will be archived, so you can hear them anytime in the future. And we are able to take phone calls, and I see we have a call holding. If that person will just be patient, I know Joyce has something she wants to do at the top of the hour, and we'll take that call or any others as soon as we can. Joyce is a world-class psychic and author of 7 internationally best-selling books endorsed by Regis Philbin, and Joyce has been seen on Oprah and many other national TV shows and has been honored in Who's Who. Again, Joyce's website, www.joycekeller.com. Information on her incredible soul readings, a number of CDs, her hardcover Calling All Angels book, and other things. Joyce takes email, so if you want to send in a one-line question with birth date information now, send it to Joyce Keller at mindspring.com. That's MINDSPRING, all one word. I'm Jack Keller, by the way. Joyce's blog, www.joycekeller.blogspot.com. And you can see Joyce on radio and other places in a number of videos on www.youtube.com/user/The Joyce Keller Show. Now, the person featured in Simon & Schuster's Top 100 Psychics in America, Joyce Keller.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. And welcome to Blog Talk Radio. I'm Joyce Keller, and we are heard live every Wednesday at 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock, and then the show is repeated 24/7 on Blog Talk Radio after that. So thank you for joining us, and indeed we are live. And for some reason my computer just went black, completely black. It needs to be connected, so perhaps during the course of the show we will connect it, and I'll be able to receive your emails if you email me now. And if you'd like a reading, I'll be very happy to do that for you, because indeed I do psychic readings. The show is for your paranormal well-being, and that means just about everything. So do email me at joycekeller@mindspring.com. I'm good. I'm being connected now back to my computer, so I'll be able to hopefully take your emails as they come in. What I would like from you is a one-line question, just one line or comment, whatever you would like that to be, and just put in your birth date information or anyone else you're asking about, okay? So send it off to me, Joyce Keller at Mindspring, and I'm about to be reconnected again, is that right? And very shortly we'll be speaking with our very special guest today. We're going to be talking about feng shui, and even though it's pronounced Fengshi, it's spelled Fengshi, it's pronounced feng shui. It means the Chinese art of placement. So the way you arrange things in your home can be very significant and definitely affect your prosperity, your marital happiness, your love relationships, just about everything. So how are we doing with the computer, Jack? Is it working or not? No, my computer is dead. Okay, well, we can still take phone calls, and I'm hoping that Tron Jortheim will be calling in very shortly, and we're going to be speaking to him about the importance of getting rid of all extra things that don't belong in your life. We're going to be speaking today about death. Now, normally that's a pretty dismal subject, but we hope to throw some light on it. And just remembering that death is nothing more than moving from one room to another of consciousness. So it does not have to be quite the grim experience that most of us think of it as. I mean, it's sad to lose loved ones, of course, but if you understand what really happens, that it's just a temporary change in energy, I think it will not be quite as traumatizing. Okay, Jack, do we have Tron on the line with us? If not, we will just wait, and we will speak with other people. If you'd like to give us a call here at Blog Talk Radio, I'm going to give you the radio show number. Again, it's 347-324 3584. Again, that's 347-324-3584. And in the meantime, while we're getting our guest on the line, I wanted to tell you about some of the books that I've written that you might be interested in reviewing. You can get them all free at the library or perhaps online, whatever's easiest for you. The first book was actually...
Hello? Anybody there? No?
I'm sorry. Do we have someone on the line with us?
I don't know yet, Joey. It's
It's okay. I'll talk about my books in the meantime.
It says live, but hello? No?
I don't know. But in any case, I'm going to go on to the assumption that we are live. And the first book I came out with is a complete book of numerology.
Hello? No?
Which is a really good overview if you're interested in the world of numbers, remembering that everything turns on numbers. The importance of numbers, the complete book of numerology. And of course, we're all wonderfully aware of the world of angels. Calling All Angels was my second book, and that's available everywhere. Also, of course, to Amazon, that's Calling All Angels. We could go under my name, Joyce Keller. And this is probably my own personal favorite, 7 Steps to Heaven. How to communicate with those we've loved and lost. Connecting the physical to the non-physical. You don't have to go to psychics. You don't have to pay a fortune. You don't have to do anything. And then I love this little book also, My Friend Died. And this is just a simple little book, but it's extremely profound. All of these are on my website, joycekeller.com. My Friend Died, about the loss of someone very close to us, about how life continues on. Yes, Jack?
I don't know. Hello?
Yes,
Hey.
I'm here.
Hello, Tron. We were just
good.
talking about you.
Sorry about that.
This is a
That's
wonderful,
right.
this is
Not
a
quite
wonderful
accustomed to the system yet.
Now, let me give you
problem.
a decent introduction, Tron. This is our wonderful Tron Jordheim, a very close, good friend of ours, who is really a miracle man, because I don't know about you folks, but one of my great problems in life is clutter. It seems like every time I turn around, I have shopping bags, I have things, I have stuff everywhere, and I'm constantly trying to figure out where to put things. Well, Tron Jordheim comes to the rescue of all of us, and he has storage facilities. Here's his picture. I'm going to hold it up because, Tron, we are taping this today for Blog Talk Radio. It's going to be going out onto our new television show, which is on PassTV.com. All of that's in the website. So I'm holding up Tron's picture to the camera now. And
Hey.
it's a very handsome picture of Tron Jordheim. Now, we were talking a little bit, Tron, about the importance of feng shui, of clear passage of energy for the greatest success, and
Yes.
how you have come to the entire country. You've come to our rescue. Now, Tron, let me ask you, do you have storage facilities outside the United States, or is it strictly the United States?
We have facilities in Canada as well. Storage Mart is our parent company, and they have about 65 storage facilities in the U.S., including 5 in the greater New York City area, and then they have about 65 properties in Canada as well. So I think we have something like 80,000 customers who store their things with us so that they can keep their homes and their offices uncluttered. And so it's great to be able to help everybody.
There's that word, uncluttered. You know, and that's such a problem for so many people because our society is so complicated now, Tron. All we do is have stuff, and we move our stuff from one place to another. So every once in a while, we visit our stuff at your facility, and we say, close the door quickly, throw some more stuff in there. And you can't throw things away. Right,
well, things have meaning, right? I mean, there's emotion, there's memories, there's all those things tied up into our things.
That's right.
And a lot of people are holding things for later. We have a lot of customers who are saving and storing in order to be able to share later. They have kids' clothes that maybe a cousin is going to be able to use in a year or two. They have some furniture that a child might be able to use in 5 years when she or he moves out on their own. And it's, especially in this economic time, it's a little harder to go out and get stuff than it used to be. Up until, 2007, 2008, when credit cards were pretty easy to burn, it was easy to go get stuff. Now it's not quite so easy. So the people who are holding their things actually are doing a favor for a lot of other people who are going to need it later.
What you just said is so true, because after our children moved out, we were so happy that we were going to be able to get rid of their things. And they said, Mom, Dad, would you mind holding on to these things for a while? And I said, do you really want this stuff? And they said, oh, yes. Well, now it's about 5 or 10 years later, and they're looking for their things. And our son Scott said to us, remember those videos I gave you? I want them. Unfortunately, there they were, right at your storage facility in Secaucus, New Jersey. So, really, Tron, I know when you get up each day, you probably say to yourself, this is just another day, and I have to, take care of people's clutter problems. They're cluttered. A lot of this is very emotional, by the way, because our things take on our energy. And I do psychometry, which means you can read any object. You can hold up anything that belongs to you. Here, I'm holding up my glasses. They have your energy. And you can't just throw those things away. So we do appreciate the service you're offering. I wanted to tell people how they can reach you, Tron. It's www.selfstorageguy.com. It's also tronjordheim.com. I'm going to spell that for you, folks. It's www.tronjordheim.com. Phone number. Okay, it's 573-268-5217. I'm going to give that to you a number of times, and if you don't have that number and you wish to email me, I'm going to get that to you. It's 573-268-5217. And should I give your email also, Tron?
Sure, that'd be great.
Thank you. It's Tron at phone, that's as in phone, PHONE, -smart.net. Tron at phone-smart.net. Very important. Again, here's Tron's picture. Is he adorable or what? Jack doesn't mind if I say that. Now, Tron, are you going to be at Summit with us next month, or how are we doing?
I'm hoping to do that. I'm hoping to come to the Publicity Summit in April. It was a great time last year, and I got to make some wonderful connections and make some new friends, and I hope to come again this year. So it's on the schedule. So unless there's some other scheduling conflict, I hope to be there.
Now, Tron, may I ask, how did you ever become involved with this? This is a very unusual profession, which is why we find you so fascinating.
Well, all things have an element of fate involved somehow. And I was looking for a new direction. I had just helped a local company that was in the bottled water business just really boom and build very nicely. And they had come up against territory constraints. So I was looking for something else to do, and there was a family in our town of Columbia, Missouri that had done very well in the storage business in the 80s and early 90s, and they were looking for someone to help them come in and run the business, and I thought it was fascinating. I'd always seen storage facilities, but I never thought too much about it. And after seeing really how an important service it is, I thought, well, this is great, because everybody's got stuff issues. Most people's homes are more cluttered than they'd like them to be, and in a certain respect, an easy service to offer. Let's get people a clean, nice place to leave their things so they can come get them out when they need them, or leave them there till they have to get them out. And So it's been very interesting, and we've seen the industry grow quite a bit. In in the last 15 years, storage has gone from something rather obscure to really a lifestyle choice for so many people who use it just to manage their things or to make sure their feng shui is good. Because I'm looking at my office right now, and I'm thinking, my feng shui is a little messed up at my office. I'm going to have to clear a few paths here.
Tron, what you have to do is take a photograph of it and send it to us, and I'll hold it up to the camera. Because this is going to be not only on, I think, our website, but it's going to be heard on Blog Talk Radio, but it's also going to be seen. It's too complicated. We picked up a new a web television station.
Nice.
Called Past TV, I believe, PAST-TV. And if you go to my website, which I'm pointing to right now, is joycekeller.com, you will be able to get all of that information. And if you're very lucky, Tron's picture will be in there also. And Tron, the interesting thing about storage, and your storage mart, by the way, which is so amazing, when you go in there, it's very, very secure, and it's very, very clean. As you walk in, the lights come on like they're welcoming you, even if the place is empty, which it usually is. It is very secure, and it's very safe, and the lights do come on. So if people have all of that stuff, and something really good happened. I have to just backtrack a little.
Sure.
Something really wonderful happened with your facility. In the last year, we've noticed that as you go through the first door, there's a rolling cart there, which I think is a gift from God, because you can put all your stuff on the cart and then take it directly to your facility, and that's really great. So I do appreciate that.
Oh, well, you're welcome, and we try to keep those available all the time because unless you're bringing something little in, it can be a long walk, even down a short hallway, if you have something heavy. So
yeah, really, I would think that people steal them a lot, because they're easy to steal, and they're on wheels, So I would think that people just who have trucks, we don't, of course, we would never do that. But I would think that it's really a very costly thing for all of you to maintain. We do appreciate that very much. We wanted to tell folks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's really great, Tron. Thank you. We're speaking with the one and only Tron Jordheim, who's one of our very, very favorite guests, because he takes care of our energy problems. And energy is really affected by things that we don't need in our life, or things that are negative or not right. And you don't want to throw them away because perhaps they belong to someone in the family, or perhaps you just don't know what to do with them. Now, condos are a real problem, Tron. I have to tell you, in our condo, we live in a condo, they do not have, we don't have a garage. And we had a garage for many years when we lived in a house on Long Island, and of course it was just filled to the brim with, guess what, stuff, right?
Yep.
So we no longer have a garage, and condos don't allow you to sell anything. You can't have any kind of a garage sale or anything. So the importance of knowing about your facility makes life so much better for all of us. So what's the best way to reach you, Tron? Tell us again.
Well, the easiest way to find one of the Storage Mart properties is to look at storage-mart.com,
okay,
and you'll be able to find our facilities there.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can, if you want to poke around at my site, it's selfstorageguy.com. But at storage-mart.com, you'll be able to find those facilities and directions and pricing. And you can actually even go ahead and do the complete rental right there on the website. So you can find the facility you want, go ahead and do the whole rental process, and then all you need to do is just come and check in at the office when you're ready, and we'll have someone show you to your unit and get the lock on your door, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean,
so we try to make it pretty easy for folks. Everyone's got too many things going on, and if you can make it easy, that's helpful.
Yeah, it's very easy, and it's very neat, it's very quick, and it's very clean. If you could tell people about the importance of not having extraneous things around the house. Now, right now, our apartment's for sale again, because every once in a while we put it on the market.
You got to see, right, if you can do it.
No one is even looking at it. But the first thing a realtor will tell you when they come in is, get rid of everything.
Right, because the people coming to look at your home, They want to think about what it would look like with their things in there. And if they see too many of your things, then it's hard for them to picture it as their own. Plus, of course, the place looks bigger if you've cleared out quite a few things, and bigger is always better when it comes to homes, for sure.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot.
It really is true, but so that's what we're encountering now. They come in, I say, look, that's our bed. We need that. You cannot put that in storage. We need to have our bed. But they walk around, they say, get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of everything. And it's very hard for me. So I wanted to thank you that we don't have to actually throw things away, and we don't have to have them around. You have provided a great, not only facility, but it's a blessing. So we wanted to thank you very, very much. What are the 7 things that people should know before packing for their move? What are some things that people need to know?
Well, first of all, you should be more prepared than you think. Sometimes people wait till the last minute to get their storage unit, and then they may not find the right size. They may not get their transportation arranged. It's better to start looking earlier so that you have everything ahead of time.
Right.
And a lot of people will use their storage unit to help them stage their home or stage their move so they have some place to stay organized while they're trying to get all the different knots tied up.
That's right.
So start early. The next thing is get good quality boxes. Sometimes people will try to pack in just whatever they can find, or they'll try to, pick up some free boxes someplace. And, that's okay for some of the very light items. But the better your box, the better the move will be, because it'll hold what you've got in there, and it'll stack. Then you can stack your boxes without them crushing each other, because that's a bad scene.
It really is true.
Yeah, another important thing is you can never have enough bubble wrap, because there's
wait
so
a
many
minute,
fragile
Tron,
things.
wait, can I go like this and break them?
Of course. They're
Very
fun
therapeutic.
Too. They're good stress relievers for moving day, because you can pop them and stomp them and everything else.
I do. Go ahead.
Yeah, it helps. Right, so you can never have enough bubble wrap, because you've always got things that are fragile, and even if it's just a short move, things get rattled and knocked around. Another item that's really important for moving is the stretch wrap. It comes on rolls. It looks sort of like cellophane tape, but it's really stretch wrap.
Wow.
And that works great for all kinds of things, like the other tip, which would be getting moving blankets. If you put moving blankets on your chest of drawers and then wrap the shrink wrap tight around the shrink wrap, around the moving blanket,
right, I understand.
that chest of drawers will be really well protected for the whole move.
So we don't have to empty our drawers. Is that what you're saying? We could leave.
If you have strong guys, you do not have to empty your drawers. That's right.
Those poor guys. I have seen how hard they work. This is great.
Oh, they're strong.
So continue, because so many people are in transition now. A lot of people are losing their homes.
Yeah. So shrink wrap, buy lots of it, because it's great for wrapping up things, making sure that boxes are tight. You can put moving blankets around your dining room chairs, shrink wrap those so they don't get knocked around in the trip. So shrink wrap is a beautiful thing.
Now, can we get it at your facility? I notice you have boxes and you have all that. Now, we don't have to go to Walmart for this. We can get it.
No, we have everything at Storage Mart that you need for your move or for your packing. The other thing that's great to use is mattress pads. A lot of people forget that detail, and then what they find out is the floor of the moving truck is dirty, or they have to set the mattress down on the steps, getting doors open and things like that, and that's not so nice. So the mattress pads will go a long way to make sure your mattress is clean throughout the whole move, and it'll make certainly your first night's sleep in your new home a lot more comfortable.
That's always very unsettling, that first night. You really don't know what you've gotten yourself into until you sleep there, Tron, right?
Right, and that's why it's also a good idea to have one little box of your most essential things. If you're a coffee drinker, that's where your coffee maker is. Your favorite pillow. The few little things that'll just make it that much easier to get through the first night and the first morning. Put those away special, so you don't end up with those at the back of the truck somewhere.
That would be horrible. Not got to find my coffee pot. Tron, let me just interrupt you for 1 second, please.
Of course.
Jack, may I ask you, do you have a guest who'd like to speak to Tron or to speak to me? And by the way, you're listening to the Joyce Keller Show, and we're very, very honored to be here. Oh, my computer just reconnected itself, so I can take your emails, Joyce Keller at Mindspring. If you have a question for Tron Jordheim or for me, it's JoyceKeller@mindspring.com. And we're here, we're live at Blog Talk Radio every Wednesday, 2 to 3 o'clock. And then it's played 24/7. So if you hadn't have enough of Tron and me now, and Jack, who's over there, who's waving, you certainly can go to my website, which is written right here. It's JoyceKeller.com. And yes, Jack.
All right, there's a new caller. Hello?
Someone to speak to Tron and me?
Possibly. Hello?
Hello?
Hello. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you today?
We're great. What's your name? Because Tron Jordheim.
My name is
Steph?
Oh, my name is Sharon. Sharon from New Jersey.
Hi, Sharon.
I'm belated Valentine's Day to everybody.
You too, my
thanks, you
dear.
too.
Tron,
I called to see.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to see if you saw as far as relationships in the near future for me.
Well, have you decluttered?
Yeah, decluttering. Quite a bit of decluttering.
Okay, you have to, I'm sorry, I did not get your name. I need a pen, first of all. I really would like to have a pen. If you could hand that to me, please, Jack. You going to throw it to me? Thank you. Tell me your name again, sweetie.
Sharon, like in the Red Baron, Sharon.
Oh, Sharon, okay, because you are breaking up. Sharon, what kind of a phone line do you have?
Well, right now I'm outside. It was just a mobile phone. I didn't have to get on the landline. I guess that's, yeah.
That explains why you're breaking up so much. Sharon, we have Tron Jordheim, the storage guy, on with us today, and you're calling about a relationship, which is fine. Tell us your birthday, hon.
July 31st, 63.
Okay. Isn't that the same day as Arnold Schwarzenegger? I think it is. Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's born
Well, how
right
about
there.
that?
Wow.
Is he that you same year?
No,
Maybe I'll be on the same as Pat.
He's older, right?
No, Schwarzenegger was much older. So you're calling about a relationship, Sharon. So, more specifically, may we have a question, please?
I'm just wondering, as far as possibilities of a new relationship, or, I mean, did you want a specific person? I don't really have a specific person.
No, you're in between relationships. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Sharon, what I would say to you is you have a change coming toward the end. It's after your birthday. Your birthday is July 31st. I'm going to say as you get to August 15th and to the end of August, you have a very, very nice relationship. Are you going to a wedding at that time?
No, I don't know anybody getting married.
Okay, there's a celebration, a nice party coming toward the end of summer that you're going to be invited to, and I see a really nice relationship for you, but you have to keep your eyes and ears open. And you have to be, I hate to say it's a little teensy bit more aggressive, Sharon, and I'm going to tell you what I did to trap Jack, did I say, into marriage. We were at my cousin's after wedding party, and Jack was absolutely not interested in me, and yet I saw him as being just right for me. So I went over to him, and I made all the first moves, and I kind of, indicated that I was interested in, the nicest possible way.
90 seconds.
I don't know what 90 seconds means.
Oh, this should not be.
No, because we're supposed to go for the full hour, Sharon and Tron. So just ignore that, and if they cut us off, they do. But
We can still continue, and it'll be archived.
So that's it, Sharon. I'm saying to you, you have a nice get-together toward the end of summer after your birthday. Keep your eyes and ears open. Make the first move, Sharon, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, sweetie, let's hear from you. And Tron says hi also.
Yes.
60 seconds.
All right, my darling. Thank you very much, Sharon. Take care. Now, I don't know, Tron, if you're going to break us up at this time. We are scheduled to be on for the whole hour. But please do give your contact information again, just in case they disconnect us.
Yes, you can find out about us at storage-mart.com, and you can go ahead and rent your storage unit right there online, or you can also go to selfstorageguy.com, and we'd be pleased to answer any of your questions about how storage could help you with your feng shui and you're decluttering and you're moving, we'll try to be very helpful.
No, I'm laughing because you're amazing, Tron. You just jump on board and you're fearless. And of all the people that you met at Summit, I'm sure it was the most outrageous. And
10 seconds.
we only have 10 seconds left, apparently. I guess they're cutting us. They're cutting back on our time. But I wanted to thank
Well, I'd just
you
like to
very
say
much,
we
Tron.
will be going to 1 hour. We should have done that today. It should have been, but
It should have been. They didn't pick
it'll
it
be in the
up.
future. And check Joyce's website, joycekeller.com, for any late broadcasts.
Thank you. God bless you all. And Tron Jorheim.
Thank you both. Look at
Thank you.
joycekeller.com.
Tron, thank you so much. You take care of
Thank
yourself.
you both.
See you at Summit.
See you soon.
Thank you. Until
Bye.
next time, don't drive faster than your angels can fly, folks. This is Joyce and Jack Keller. God bless you all.
Well, we can continue for the archive portion, which I guess would be another 15 minutes.
Well, the
since-
computer's not connected. But if you'd like us to continue, we certainly
Again,
can.
it's still not,
No.
no power?
No, I have no power, but I will continue.
I don't know
If you'd like, I will certainly continue. And until you tell me not to, this is Joyce and Jack Keller, and greeting you for the second portion of our show. I'm sorry we lost Tron. We wanted to talk about things that are important to all of us, namely the difficulties that so many people are going through financially now. I would love to be able to take your emails to Joyce Keller at mindspring.com, but this doesn't seem to be connected, so I don't know why. So I don't think I can take your emails, but I certainly can take your phone calls if you'd like to give us a jingle, as Sharon just did. The number here, write this down.
No, we can't because
can't?
we're cut off from
Okay.
Blog Talk
Then I
Radio
won't-
now.
Apparently you can't call in, and I can't use the computer either, so I'll just sit here and talk to you, I guess. Is that what you would like, Jack?
Sure, let's tell them this is the Joyce Keller Show on Blog Talk Radio, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Though that may be changing, but we will see. We'll be doing the next show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. And
It
that
should be
should
for an
certainly
hour.
be a 1 hour show by then. I thought I did the right thing to expand it to 1 hour, but apparently it did not take.
I think they have a mind of their own, and they don't care what we want. I mean, I think that they, at Blog Talk Radio, are doing their best, but I think sometimes they're a
Well-
little shorthanded, and they don't get the message. But we are here.
It is a bit complex when you're changing something.
So we can't take phone calls, and we can't take emails because
No, well, we
my
continue
computer's
to discourse for another 10 minutes or so, and I'd like to tell people to go to your website, joycekeller.com, and you have information there on your wonderful psychic readings, as well as some CDs, and a healing CD, Psychic Secrets 1 and 2, weight control, I believe. And
I hope I don't look fat.
no, you certainly don't.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Wanted to tell you, yes, indeed, there are CDs, and I do hypnotherapy. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and if you'd like any help along those lines, I can make you an individually made-up hypnotherapy session just for you. I have to think of one recent one that I made. A woman was in her 60s, and one of her greatest problems is that she had bitten her nails throughout her whole life, and they were bitten down beyond the quick, and she just wanted to stop, and she couldn't. It was just, she bit her nails everywhere she was, and she tried smoking, she tried eating, nothing worked. She couldn't stop, and so I made her a hypnotherapy tape, and apparently for the first time in her life, she's growing nails. She's very happy. So we work at a deep subconscious level, and it's very safe, and I keep you in control the whole time. I am not in control of you if you have a hypnotherapy session. You have control over your own life and your own consciousness. And the secret of it, I'm going to tell you right now, is if you have a habit that you'd like to stop, whether it's biting your nails or eating at 3 o'clock in the morning, like many of us, you put your thumb and forefinger together and you're programmed to stop that habit, whatever it may be that's so unnerving to you. And as your thumb and forefinger comes together, you are able to get control over that problem, whatever it may be. I was starting to tell you about my books, The Complete Book of Numerology. All of these are available through either Amazon or your library. I think I wrote 7 books, but I think these are the ones that are the most available. Calling All Angels, which is apparently an endlessly reliable. Can you get a little closer to this, please? Now that Jack has a camera on tripod, we can come closer and we can move around, Jack. And you can get a little closer to this, please. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. That's Calling All Angels. That's available everywhere. And if it's not, please let me know. Go to my website, joycekeller.com. 7 Steps to Heaven. This book is important because I go into great detail about how you are in control of your own life, how you don't have to have a psychic give you a reading. This will tell you how to do it yourself, and how to be in control of your life and of your ESP, and how to get to know your spirit teachers and your spirit guides, how you can do readings for yourself.
I'd like to mention, Joyce, that we'll be doing a presentation at the ARE Center in Manhattan, in West 30th Street. Yes, West 30th. Mm-hmm. And that will be in March, early in March. I forget
March 6th.
March 6th.
And then the following, I think that's a Tuesday night, then the following Tuesday night. And then it skips one, and then there's the 3rd session. And it's all about you, how you can develop your ESP, how we can all work together. It's a workshop.
We'll be speaking of many of the things in your books, and also meditation, which is in there also, of course, and how we can go more deeply into meditation to bring forth the power that resides within each one of us.
Yes, and you're going to have a big part of that, Jack. You can't see Jack, but he's very handsome, and he's very sweet. He's sitting right over there. Now, just as we're almost going off the air, the computer is coming on. So I see a lot of calls coming in for readings, which I'll try to get to. It's Joyce Keller at Mindspring. And this is actually my favorite book. It's very small, as you can see. Maybe if you could come a little closer, you can see this, Jack. Mm-hmm. Can you come a little closer?
I'm all the way into it.
Okay, can you just kind of move a little bit so that you're not so much in one place? Now that you have wheels on your camera. This is My Friend Died. And if you know someone who is grieving or has suffered some kind of a loss in their life, this little book, what is it, 99 cents on Amazon or something like that, is very, very helpful. You can put it inside a sympathy card. Is this 99 cents?
Yes, you get it on Amazon Kindle. I believe it is 99 cents, yes.
That much?
Well,
and
there's several other books on there, too.
The thing is that if people read it, they're going to feel better. Mm-hmm. No, my question is, these books that sell on Amazon or Kindle, do the authors, like yours truly, get any kind of royalty? Probably not.
Oh, yes, of course you do.
You do? I mean, I haven't seen any checks or anything.
Yes, we did.
Curious.
We did. You had a small check about a month ago.
How much?
Oh, about $13, I think. Yeah.
Wait, where's my applause button over here? Okay.
Hopefully the next one will be bigger.
Okay. I wanted to tell you there are a lot of emails coming in now. Okay. Here's one from Susan asking about getting a job. Yes, Susan, she's asking about being a copywriter, copy editing. There's a break that comes for you, Susan. It comes through a magazine, a major magazine, which is also a web magazine. It's sold. It's a magazine that's sold on the newsstand. I'm getting a name for you, but it's also a website. It's like I think the name I'm getting for you is Woman or Women. Okay. I think you just disconnected us. No. There are a lot of very bizarre things going on today, folks. I'm terribly sorry. But I was telling you, Susan, if you were to contact Woman magazine, or I think that's the name of it, I think they're going to have a nice job for you. Okay? We have another email from Bob, who is grieving over the loss of his brother. He lost his brother 3 years ago. He can't seem to get past the grieving process. I'll answer that off the air, but Bob, I'm going to tell you, your brother's doing really, really great. He couldn't be doing better, and he has the same sense of humor as he had when he was with you. He's laughing. He says, remember the good times we had in the truck, driving. What did you do? You picked up women? Whatever you were doing. He thinks it was all so much fun, and he's very sad that you're sad. He doesn't want you to be sad. He wants you to know he's doing really well. Okay, Bob? So try to keep that message in your heart. He's doing really, really well, and he's happy where he is. Okay, and he went at the right time. Apparently he had an accident, I guess, in the truck. Not that it was a crash, but maybe, I think he may have had a seizure or a heart attack in the truck. He died in the truck. He's saying, you know, that he went quickly and he was fine. And what's not fine is you, Bob. So he wishes he could explain to you how well he's doing and how happy he is. So do try to let that go partly into your heart. Okay, we have an email from Barbara, who's asking about the loss of her mother. She wants to know how her mother is doing on the other side. Barbara, your mother is working with children. She is helping young children who cross over, who die early and who die young. She says she's doing work that makes her really happy. She is very much at peace with her new life, and she visits you frequently. She's often around you, and she said, if you breathe in, you will smell my fragrance. So apparently she had a very lovely fragrance, which I can also smell as we speak. Okay, I wanted to somebody says, how do I contact you? If you just go to my website, it's up here, if we could just pan up a bit. It's Joyce Keller at Mindspring, my email is Joyce Keller Mindspring, but the website is joycekeller.com. Okay? And all the information is in there. Remember that death is just a process of crossing, as if you were to go from one room into the other. The awareness is there. And the longer people are on the other side, the less contact they have with us. They are very strong in the beginning usually, and they pull further and further away, unless we have a need for them to be here. And then they will be. They're around us a lot. They don't like you to go to cemeteries or graveyards. They don't like all that heavy-duty grieving because it pulls their energy down also. They're asking you, I hate to be disrespectful, but not to go to grave sites, not to go to mausoleums, to send them love bouquets without the heavy sadness, and try to keep that light. Even in the loss of a child, it's the same thing. They grow up on the other side. They keep growing, and they grow to be adults. And when we cross over and we meet them, you say, you're all grown up. Well, of course they are. But usually you see them in dreams, so it's not so surprising. In dreams we're in such a protected state. So much goes on, we just don't remember. It's just that, we are sleeping, so we forget most of it, which is unfortunate. But if you meditate, you remember more. Remember, somebody says death is a permanent absence of consciousness in a being. Okay, once the silver cord breaks, the cord that connects us to God or to the Oversoul, once it breaks, there can't be any near-death experiences after that. You can't come back into the body. The near-death experiences that we hear about or that we experience ourselves are still, with the silver cord, or the Hindus call it the Sutratma.
Sutratma?
Mm-hmm. The Sutratma, which connects us to God. Once that breaks, then I don't believe we can come back in after that. I think that with the near-death experiences, you can have walk-ins, you can have a changeover from one entity to another. If you don't want your body anymore, you say, I've had it, the earth is a nice place, but I've just about had it here. Another entity can come in, and they have to take on your karma. There has to be a similar karma that goes together. If you wanted to read something really strange, you can go to the website of Rob Sang Lampa. I'm going to spell that for you. It's Rob Sang. Did I spell it wrong? Lampa. Did I spell that wrong?
You did say Lob
Sang Rampa. I got it backwards.
Yes, that's what I was wondering.
Lob Sang Rampa, okay. It's Lob Sang Rampa. Okay. all the computer problems I'm having and all the other technical problems we've had today have been very unnerving.
Next time will be easier.
No, they cut us off after 60 minutes, or after 30 minutes rather than 60.
I know. I've
which
got
is
to check into that.
Very unhinging to me after we set that up. Lobsang Rampa, I'm going to spell this for you. www.lobsang, L-O-B, as in boy, L-O-B-S-A-N-G, Lobsang Rampa, R-A-M-P-A. Lobsang Rampa. He's written many, many books, and I feel especially close to him, even though I spelled his name wrong, because I personally met with him out of body, so that was a great experience for me. And that's how I heard about him. Turned out that a lot of people knew about him already, but I was new to him about a year ago. So it's Lobsang Rampa, many, many books, and he's a great Tibetan master, and it was a great joy to be with him. I think that we're probably out of time.
Well, as far as Blog Talk Radio, yes. Mm-hmm. As far as the videotape, we can go another 15 minutes if you want to make it a full hour show.
I live to serve, so I have, it's a pleasure for me to be here with all of you. Okay, we have a lot of people are emailing about financial issues. Let me just see more specifically.
You know, the worst thing of all
what, Jack?
Is, well, I won't say too much what's on my mind, but the worst thing actually is that while people's incomes are being restricted by losing their jobs or losing their houses, the value of the dollar goes down, and it costs more. Especially, it's noticeable for things coming in from other countries, maybe not necessarily China, but for example, a lot of food stuff, produce comes in from Mexico, and the sad fact of the matter is it's obvious that the Mexican peso is much stronger than our dollar because their prices keep going up in dollars, in American dollars.
That? Can you explain that to us?
Yes, because our government is so far in debt. We owe, I think, China alone $1 trillion or more dollars in bonds and notes that they bought, good old United States bonds and notes, and of course many institutions, banks, individuals are also owed money, and when they come due, they have to be paid off, and the United States cannot go bankrupt. Therefore, to prevent that, they issue more money, not necessarily even print it, but they increase the money supply, which of course, without a corresponding increase in output on the part of this country, the value of the dollar goes down. So, conversely, everything you buy costs more.
Well, do you see a solution to this?
The solution will be very difficult, very hard to do. I mean, maybe the Republicans, if they get in, will try to do it, but it will be very difficult. I mean, there might have to be a complete switch away from the United States dollar to a new currency. They may have to go back to the gold standard to have something behind the currency so that it will not become worthless. It's a very difficult situation.
Well, while you're speaking, why don't you turn the camera so people can see you? Just turn the camera toward you, so I'll share with you a little bit. There you are.
Well, I was kind of close. I don't know. I'm going to set it right angle.
Are those your mother's glasses you're wearing?
No. Take them off. And hi, everybody.
That's Jack Keller. Okay, back on me.
Back on you.
Now, we're currently taping in our new studio. We're in New Jersey. And our last caller, I think, was from New Jersey also. But we're heard everywhere, and on Blog Talk Radio. And we're also on a new web television station, which is
Pass?
It's Pass-TV-web, I believe. But just go to my website. The whole thing is in there, and you'll be able to pick up the television show as well. So
yes, and check for the latest news on the WGBB radio show, which is in transition right now. We don't know yet what our new time will be, and also the Blog Talk Radio time is 2 p.m. on Wednesdays, which we will continue with that time. For now, here's something you could do, folks.
You'll give them something to do?
Please email us. We're thinking of going to a later time, which we may do so now by expanding to the 1 hour account. And actually, we can do 1 to 2 hours, but I think 1 hour is enough to start with. And if you prefer a later time, we can choose any time apparently up until about 11 p.m. So we'd like to know from our audience what they prefer.
The best time for them?
What's a convenient time? Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jack. It was very nice of you to make that offer. Now, Jack, you're working on a book also. What's your book about?
Well, I guess about my life and especially since meeting you and how I developed
How it went downhill
my
from there?
concepts. I mean, I was born into the Roman Catholic religion, which pretty much completely turned me off. Eventually, I got away from that and became an agnostic.
Which means what? People don't know.
It means
necessarily.
Not an atheist who says there is no God, but agnostic says, is there a God? I wonder. You know, where's the truth of the matter? And then, of course, with your influence and as far as psychic and astrology and other things, I came to realize that there was something more than just the physical, just the Darwinian theory of development of this species by dint of if something is good about a species, it goes on. If not, it dies out.
Well, like what? What would die out?
Well, perhaps in a desert, creatures that require water more than another creature would
How
tend
does
to.
it apply to us, though? What
Well, I'm just
dying
saying
out?
it's in contrary to evolution. The other theory is intelligent creation, which is exactly what I believe happens by that cosmic creative intelligence, which we can call God or can call it universal spirit or whatever we like to call it, that created all things, and all things seem to be in balance. I mean, look at the universe. I mean, and it created our souls long time ago. And at that time, each soul has a spark of God in it, just like every drop from the ocean is the same as the ocean, just a smaller scale. And we can call on this, we can draw on this power within us, within our soul. We can develop it, especially through meditation, going within and getting to the point where we become self-realized or God-realized, realizing literally that we are God as long as we have the right attitude of love and kindness and respect for everyone, and can utilize that power.
That's very well said, Jack. Thank you. That's well said. Now, what about the actual hands-on problems that people are having as far as not having jobs?
The things.
Let me ask the whole
Okay.
question. The
Sorry.
fact is that we're told as Americans that the unemployment level is what, 8 or 10%?
We're told that it's 3%.
But what is
It's
it
9.
really?
Excuse me, 9.
9%. Okay.
A little under 9%.
What is it really? I'm sorry, my nose is running. Excuse me.
Well, I think more legitimately it's 15%. Some feel it's all over. It's up to 20% because they're not counting the people that are off the unemployment rolls, even though they may not have gotten a job.
Well,
And even though there are many people that are so discouraged they stop looking, would like to work and would earn a living, but they're completely discouraged.
all the ones who have fallen by the wayside, who have been unemployed so long,
Right.
that they're just scrounging for a living, essentially. Why are we sending billions of dollars to countries that hate us? When we have people here starving, and when we see people on the street, you're much nicer than I am. You give money to everybody.
Well,
I usually don't have any
if I can
money to give anyone, but
have
you
it
know.
handy.
The other day I had 26 cents in my pocket. I gave him the whole 26 cents. You know, it's like I use charge cards. I don't want you to feel sorry for me because I only use charge cards. So the fact is most of us don't carry cash anymore. So you see these people on the street and they're everywhere in Manhattan, and you have to give them money because you know they're hungry. So you're really
True.
good, Jack. You always have cash on you. You know, you always have a few dollars anyway for tipping and all.
Yeah.
The taxi drivers
And
doorman
sure, you need
people.
to have a little bit of something, even
I
perhaps a
very
$20
rarely
bill
do.
tucked away
$20?
somewhere. Well, if you have to take a cab or
That's a lot.
something, and maybe your
I charge everything.
your charge card is topped out.
Oh, that
Yeah,
happens to us
right.
too.
That happens.
Yeah, I'm not
Right.
going to talk about that. That's not a pleasant conversation. All right, the fact is that there's a lack of reality.
Well, anyway, to your question was,
I don't
things are
remember.
so desperate for so many people. We have to go to our inner resources. We're not going to get help from external things. I mean, maybe you can get food stamps and go on welfare rolls, and now that can't last because the people receiving money from the government are almost as great as the number of taxpayers who are paying money to the government. So that cannot go on, especially since it's increasing, the ratio.
Well, look, from an
So-
astrological viewpoint, let's take it that way. The people who are born under the sign of Pisces, their opposite sign is Virgo, and then the two signs they square, Gemini and Sagittarius, are very affected by what you're saying.
Really?
But there was a big transit last week that should move everything into a higher, better gear for those four signs. Again, Pisces, the opposite sign of Virgo, Gemini, that they square, and also that opposite sign of Sagittarius. So those four signs now are being kicked into high gear of, from having bumped along for, I think, 6 years. Now, those four signs are being given new opportunities. So I hope it's in keeping with what you just said about the fact that things are not quite what they seem to be. Is that what you said?
Well, hopefully things will pop up for some people, as you mentioned, certain signs, sun signs, and it'll be helpful.
Yes.
But
I'm very optimistic.
for others, for many people, it must be completely desperate because
Well, I received something the other day saying these indeed are the end times and that there's no hope for any of us. And I think that's so dismal. And then that whole 2012 thing, which we also want to discuss on the next show. December, everyone's living in fear of December 21st, 2012, which is crazy. I think that between now and then, there are always people being taken off the planet, new people being born. Look at all the babies around them,
Yeah.
These are incredible times to be living.
well, the time of change, of course, obviously you can see it and financially, economically in the world, but also a time of change of consciousness of people. And some will be, shocked. Others, perhaps, who have been preparing for this and going more within and meditating and becoming more
Yes.
spiritually oriented, it will not be that difficult. But it's a very definite big time this year, this end of this year. It's been gradual. It's been building
Should
up.
people be afraid? No.
No,
They should
you have
stay
to
positive.
rely on your inner resources, God, or whatever you feel it's within you is your greatest power, and utilize that.
Definitely. I received an interesting book based on the Edgar Cayce philosophy. I don't know if I'm holding. Jack, why don't you move the camera a little bit because, you may not be able to see this. You don't
No,
mind my...
You can't move it when you're closed up, Troy. Then it completely
you
shakes
can't-
out of. No, you can't do it.
When can you move it? Because I would like people
When
to
you're
see
wide,
this.
when you're wide, then it's not so noticeable.
Okay, go ahead, do that. And then I would like people, to, if you don't mind if I ask you for that. This is a book we just received, Auras and Colors, pretty interesting, from written by a fellow who's been the head of the Edgar Cayce ARE Association in Virginia Beach for quite a few years. His name is Kevin Tedeschi. And you might want to look for this book, Auras and Colors, if you're interested in the aura, which is the electrical field around everyone. Well, I would think that now that you have a camera on wheels, you could move it a little, don't you think?
Yes,
Can you?
when you're holding something up and I'm zoomed in on it, is not the time to move the camera.
Okay, now I
See?
put it down.
All right.
So
And we only
anyway,
have half a minute left, so maybe you should identify ourselves and
Sure.
sign off.
it's Joyce and Jack Keller, and my website is joycekeller.com. And we're here for your body, mind, and spirit. We're here on Blog Talk Radio, and we so appreciate this opportunity of being with you. If you have a question or a comment, you can go to my website, email me through there. I'm available for readings also, and we have upcoming lectures at the Edgar Cayce Association for Research and Enlightenment. That's Edgar Cayce ARE in New York City on March 6th. We hope you'll join us at that time. And in the meantime, you can always email me questions or comments or whatever you have in mind. And we would like to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you want. I know a lot of people have a problem with anything psychic or having to do with ESP because of what the Bible says, that people involved with ESP are basically, on the dark side. Not true. I work completely in the light, so does Jack. We're here only of God. So don't be mixed up by that. And I think a lot of people are not necessarily in that place. Use your discernment to know who's who and what's going on. Not everybody's good. Not everybody wants to serve you. A lot of people are there for the money. You should have some free services also, which we have right here. Blog Talk Radio. Okay, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it. I love to each and every one of you. Until next time, this is Joyce Keller. Have a good night.